Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, Civil War, Gruntpa Gaming. This is episode 14 of our Federal Summer 61 viewer unit only campaign using the a.o.m mod. So, last episode, not much has happened. We're basically moving just a few days at a time now. But we did have another battle here at Washington, D.C., seeing off Johnson's Corps. Drug the readiness of my grunts down into the orange, so we're not going to be moving anytime soon. It looks like Beauregard is coming up to follow up that attack. So I've given orders for the Army of the East to swing around behind us and begin retaking Fort Washington, as my corps is not going to be ready to do it anytime soon after seeing off another rebel attack if it does come on. So the Harper's Ferry Shenandoah Valley path is going to be unguarded for now, but I think it's a risk worth taking. I think most of the Federal Rebel Corps in Virginia are stacked up across Washington, D.C. right now. Army of Ohio is now at Pittsburgh and awaiting orders to move against Wheeling. Once they're in Wheeling, where there is a supply depot and they get the radius back up to green, they'll be moving against Grafton, and then Marietta, where the last Rebel Corps in Ohio is hiding out. So I do believe they are in Marietta. Maybe once we move on Grafton, they'll come out of Ohio and be able to fight them here in West Virginia. I'm not so sure. They may hang out there. They're pretty beat up. Army of Mississippi is currently retaking Indianapolis in Indiana. Hardee's Corps is on the retreat. They have not moved very far, but we are slowly forcing them out of the state. Hopefully we'll be able to move down into Louisville sometime this month. Illinois is a bit of an issue. We have no troops out here. And we have the Army of Illinois, 33,000 men operating in the air. We do see Longstreet's Corps, 16,000. Okay, Hardee's Corps is part of that. So there is a 16,000 man corps out here. And for some reason, the fight out here is nowhere near this strength. Plus, there's a larger army. The Western Army with another 20,000 men out here. So, things are going to be interesting out here in the West once I get forces moved out this way, because I do not have those same numbers going to that location. But we'll do what we can. We are fighting one hand tied behind our back right now. Plus the Engineer Corps with this damn full plan. This fort's still not going to be ready for 42 days. This is killing me right now. Friggin' McClellan and his grand ideas. Chesapeake Squadron is strengthening up. We now have a third Sleep of War on its way to it to help with the blockades down here, because they're not doing much right now with 2. They're not going to be doing much with 3. But once we start getting more ships in month by month, they will get better. And the East Coast Squadron is in repairs right now. Once everybody's back up to at least 90%, I'm going to try and get them back down to bombard the forts again, and about to pick up our next perk with them, so I'll give them the Marines like I should have given them last time instead of the torpedoes by mistake, so they'll be able to take the forts along the coastline, hopefully. I think that covers everything, so we'll go jump into the historical record. Just as a reminder, everybody, these videos are always chapters, so you can skip around to whichever part you so choose. From the Journal, General Gruntpa, dated 3 May, 1862. Was attacked today by Johnson's Corps. The battle opened as usual, with his cavalry probing my lines for any weakness. The attack came in on my right, which was screened by the cavalry, possibly hoping to overwhelm that screen and then attack the flank of my infantry from the heights. The cavalry did an admirable job of holding their position until infantry support arrived. Colonel Jocelyn Steed was wounded during this action when the Scion Rifles attempted to withdraw from the fight to make way for the infantry. General Buford feigns ignorance about her being present on the front, stated that she has a strong will and is hard to control. I am of no mind to hear it. I have removed him from command of the cavalry division so that he can escort her home. He'll be explaining to her father why she was present on the battlefront and not in the rear as I ordered. All their forces performed as I expected them to, even General Daywood. Maybe Major Obama's idea is working. My only complaint of the infantry once again arises from Colonel Trump and his stockworkers brigade, who once again seem to be slow-stepping to the action. I believe I can drop my suspicions of Mars since he has not shown any of his slowness in recent engagements. Once I've removed myself of the Daywood issue, I will have to turn my attention to Trump, but I fear he will be harder to handle with all his political connections. I have received word from my scouts that Beauregard appears to be moving against my positions now. I'm wondering if there's a schism in the rebel ranks, since they do not support each other in these attacks. Hopefully this is so, and remains that way as a concerted operation by the rebel corps to my front would, I believe, dislodge me from the capital. Alright, it's now May 6th, and looks like we're going to have our next engagement here. The Army of Ohio, which was up in Wheeling, was moving down against Grafton, and the Department of Western Florida, which was actually over here outside of Alexandria, was moving, it looks like, to retake Wheeling. And so we're going to have ourselves a little meeting engagement here out in West Virginia. There we go. Army of Ohio, under command of John Dix, with 21,153 infantry, 1,637 cavalry, and 10 guns, is going up against Bragg's Department of Western Florida. They only have 7,000 infantry, 663 cavalry, and 21 guns. So we do have a very large numerical advantage over them. Our readiness is not the best. I did not let them stay in Wheeling long enough to get their readiness back up, as there was a depot down here in Grafton, so they can get their readiness up once they've retaken Grafton. Trying not to lose any momentum here in the middle states. So let's go jump in here and kick old Bragg out. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Grafton. We are on the Fulton Gap map, and we have two objectives here: Kings Ford Road and Kings Ford itself. The rebels are starting much closer to it, so I'm not even going to bother trying to race for the objectives. They'll more than beat me to them. So I'm going to send Kearney's cavalry. This is really not good terrain for the cavalry. Down along this road here, just come down through town, through Fulton's Gap down here, and along Grapevine Road here, try and get a flank sighting on the rebels. I really don't envision them pushing across, trying to take King's Ford, and probably try to defend the heights here at the King Farm. But the rest of the infantry will be coming down along this road, and converging on King's Ford. So pretty straightforward battle plan. I really just have to get them aside to figure out where they are, and then kind of steamroll them over, as they are one division in strength for the most part. Yep, it's all separate brigades, except for one division, which is fairly big. Everything else seems to be regiments. Yep, engineers, home guards, Florida militia, they're all regiments except for the one division. So should be a pretty straightforward fight. So I'll come back in once I have the rebels sighted. All right, it's now 1440, and we do have the rebels sighted up here at the King's Farm. I'd actually expected them to take King's Ford already, but it looks like they're having as much trouble moving as I am. The terrain back here where we started from, I don't know what it is about this point right here. It hangs up all the units that are trying to march past it, and it has totally disrupted my line of march. So I only have the cavalry in place right now and one infantry division moving forward. The others are just way behind. But we're going to push forward anyway. So I do have Howard's 2nd Infantry Division moving forward to take the heights just above Kings Ford Lane here. And I am dismounting my cavalry up here on the heights at Grapevine Road. To work as a distraction against the rebels mostly. I don't think they're going to move against them, but they're basically here as a distraction. As you can see, they do have units just facing off against us. And I forgot to check for that charge icon again. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's not. It's a little annoying. That looks to be the full division over here. Yep, Ruggles division. And Florida militia is down by the fort. They're not pushing across to seize the point, though. I'm a little surprised by that, but works in our favor. So it'll probably be another hour or so before my troops are in position. Maybe we can have this battle done before we lose daylight, but I'm not sure. All right, it's now 15:30. It looks like we are in a race now for King's Ford. I did have my division moving down. I had them marching down. I just started moving them as a double quick as I just saw the Florida militia regiment trying to come across here. The only unit I see so far, though, this is flipping really fast for how small this unit is. So the Youngsterly Civil Warriors should be the first ones in contact with them. They were hanging out here. I was hoping to hit them in the flank with the Constitution Brigade from across the creek, but that is not to be so. So it looks like they are ignoring my cavalry completely, which works for me, because I'm just going to order them up here onto the heights at the King Farm, and we're going to have them entrapped down here. So this actually couldn't have worked out better. I'm not even going to need the rest of my divisions. And as you can see, their order of march is just a mess right now. Nobody's where they're supposed to be. It looks like Delco's Fencibles are going to get the first shots out. Dix, let's get you over here. Oh yeah, boys, everybody just keep going that way. Wait for Chalmers to clear this fence line. I'll get my cavalry up here on the artillery and behind them in the woods here, and that'll be all she wrote for this fight. Hit that cavalry right there on the creek. Come on, Delcos, get up here. Nice little free fire zone for these boys. is this? Florida Brigade. Actually, he's all the way back there. And I did leave the engineers back here just to work on getting their stats up because I wasn't going to need them for this fight. And Mike's is not a good commander. These guys are not leveling up very quickly at all compared to other commanders. All right, time to bring the cavalry over. Here we go, boys. Let's get a move on. They are down in a bowl, and we're going to end them. Boys in a little closer. Gonna knock out that battery while we're at it. Boys, you don't get up here fast, you're gonna miss out on the fun. What's going on, hog mollies? All right, go get them, boys. Here they go. No way in hell we don't see those boys, and it does surrender. all she wrote. Keep grabbing me up these men. I want this force basically destroyed. Some of these brigades should be surrendering to us outright, but that's just not the case. Let's stay on those boys. Wipe out that brigade. Florida is going to be crying today. It looks like we're out of time. All right, not too bad. Not too bad at all. We did lose 243 of our 21,146 infantry, 42 of our 1,637 cavalry, none of our guns because they never made it up to the fight. Total loss of 285 of our 22,917 men. Took down 2,200 of their 7,000 infantry, 200 of 700 cavalry, got all 20 of his guns, total loss of 2,500 of his 8,500 men. Basically a combat ineffective force at this point. All right, after action reports. Engineers did not fight. 2nd Cavalry Division, Diller's Black Hussars. Did 110 infantry, captured 201. 2 to artillery, captured another 3 for a total of 316. Losses: 2 dead, 2 wounded, 1 missing, total of 32. Aggregate strength 787, 4% casualties. Hog Mollies did 40 to infantry, captured 261, captured 55 artillerymen, total of 356. Losses: 10 wounded. Aggregate strength of 808, 1% casualties. 6th Infantry Division did not get into the fight. 2nd Infantry Division, Constitution Brigade. 0 dead, 2 wounded, 1 missing, total of 3. Aggregate strength of 1,799, 0% casualties. Combat report. Went backwards there. Constitution Brigade did 43 to infantry, 128 to cavalry, 16 artillery, for a total of 196. Unctuous Civil Wars, I'm just going to call it the UCW from here forward to make it easier. Did 571 to infantry, 21 artillery, for a total of 593. Losses: 20 dead, 87 wounded, 11 missing, total of 118. Aggregate strength 2,467, 5% casualties. Delco Fencibles did 851 to infantry, 85 to cavalry, 25 to artillery, for a total of 971. Losses: 16 dead, 91 wounded, 15 missing, total of 122. Aggregate strength 2,513, 5% casualties, 3% for the division. And no one else got into the fight. So, not too bad. I knew I was only going to need around the 1 division, but the way he put his entire force down into here, even with my cavalry on the flank, that just could have not worked out better for us at all. I couldn't picture a better scenario in my head if I dreamed of it. I'll get closed out of here, and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. A glorious victory at the Battle of Grafton, or should we call that the Slaughter of Grafton? Battle of Grafton's end with Department of Western Florida in retreat. The Army reported itself a total casualties of 2,512 men. There are 343 killed and 877 captured. You know what? I forgot to check officers. I just thought of that. Because we should have gotten a few in that one. Our casualties told 285 men with 38 killed, 28 missing, and the rest wounded. Those are some very low numbers. So, we're getting 200 men back after this fight, just from the wounded. Captured 1,300 rifles, 7 guns from the field, and sent 845 soldiers off to our prison camp. And once again, as I said, once the prison camp at Chase fills, because we can't destroy it. Once it's built, it's built. Once it fills up with prisoners, we will just parole them out. Oh, crap. We got Bragg. Bragg was killed in combat. And the Captain Gamble, not to be confused with the Federal Gamble. Holy crap, we got Bragg. Who's going to take command of that now? And now our readiness is too low to finish moving into... Oh, that is horrible. Once we're in the Yell, I'll be able to move again. So we're right next to this supply depot, so hopefully it won't take us too long to get into the Yell, and I'll be able to push them down into Grafton. Oh, that sucks. Army of Ohio's on the move. No, they're not. It looked like they were. That's the Army Command. I hope I'm not going to have to jump back and forth between Grafton and Wheeling to get them out of the state, but I may just have to. And it looks like the Army of Mississippi has chased Hardy out of Shelbyville. Good. All right, we're going to push straight down to Louisville with them because we need a supply depot, and there's one here. That one's so much better than I thought it would. How's this siege looking? Fully in our favor. You just got to watch out for wounded officers because they never tell us who's wounded, who's not. Hopefully that siege will not take too long. Wonder if I should just take it by assault. Let's just assault it. All right, we did have our one battle for this episode, so we're going to end the one here. I know it was a short episode, really short battle. I mean, they usually take a lot longer. I mean, it was a lot longer for me than it was for you guys, because I only play this game at 1x speed, just to keep glitches from happening, because this game is very glitchy, as anybody who plays it knows, and you've seen a lot of glitches happen in my playthroughs. So, once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, you're not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. Follow along in the series and enjoying it, don't forget to bang that like button, but stroke that comment section. And also, if you are a viewer, you don't even have to be a channel member, but only a viewer. And subscribe, please. I kind of hard to check to see if you're subscribed or not, so it's an honor system. If you'd like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state it's from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.